Start. I'm going to be the moderator today.
ఫస్ట్ ఒక 5 minutes విజయవాడలో బాబా టెలిగ్రామ్ డ్రాప్ చేశారు. తెలుగులో చెప్తాను 5 minutes. ఓకే రవి నువ్వు కూడా ఉన్నావు. అప్పుడు ఏదో స్ట్రైక్ అవుతుంది. నేను ఫైనల్ ఇయర్ ఎంఏలో ఉన్నాను, రవి 8th 9th స్టాండర్డ్లో ఉన్నాడు. అక్క వాళ్ళు హాస్పిటల్ 68లో స్టార్ట్ చేసినప్పుడు వచ్చి ఒక ఫస్ట్ ఫ్లోర్లో ఉండేవాళ్ళు, గుర్తుందా? ఫస్ట్ ఫ్లోర్లో ఒక ఇంట్లో. ఆ ఇంట్లో సడన్ గా విజయవాడ వాళ్ళకి టెలిగ్రామ్ వచ్చింది, బాబా డ్రాప్ చేశారు బాడీ, రేడియోలో న్యూస్ కూడా అనౌన్స్ చేశారని చెప్తే అందరం ఒకలాగా షాక్ అయిపోయాం. ఓకే, యాక్చువల్లీ వీఆర్ గెటింగ్ రెడీ. బాబా దర్శనం 1969లో ఏప్రిల్ టు జూన్లో ఇస్తానన్నారు, స్పెషల్ భోగి వేస్తానన్నారు. అప్పుడు అక్క ఏమో ప్రవీణ్ కడుపులో ఉన్నాడు, 5 months, ప్రవీణ్ 2.5 years. ఓకే, మనం అందరం విజయవాడలో ఫస్ట్ ఫ్లోర్లో ఉండి ఏంటో ఒక షాక్లో ఉండిపోయాం. వెంటనే సెంటర్కి వెళ్ళాము. సెంటర్లో అందరూ ఎవర్ అప్సెట్ అనమాట. అందరూ ఇది పెద్ద ఆటంబం పడిపోయినట్టు. అప్పుడు సర్వారావు గారు, మాజీ రామ్మోహన్ రావు గారు బాబా హిల్ మీద కరెంట్ లేదని పెద్ద జనరేటర్ వేసుకుని వెళ్ళారు. తర్వాత న్యూస్. నౌ యాక్చువల్ టాక్ ఐ విల్ ప్రెజెంట్. ఓకే, ఇది మధ్యలో ఫిట్ అవ్వట్లేదు చెప్పాలంటే. దట్ ఈస్ ద సిచ్యువేషన్. జై బాబా. బాగానే వినపడుతుందా? ఈజ్ ఇట్ ఓకే? అవతార్ మెహర్ బాబా కి జై. Today is 52nd Amar Tithi. Baba dropped his body on 31st January 1969 at 12 noon. Vijayawada Center received a telegram from Adike Irani like this: Avatar Meher Baba dropped his physical body at 12 noon, 31st January, at Mehrazad, to live eternally in the hearts of all his lovers. Beloved Baba's body will be interred, Baba, at Mehrabad. Baba, Jai Baba. Beloved Baba's body will be interred at Mehrabad on 1st February 1969 at 10 a.m. in the tomb he had ordered to be built long ago. All the Baba lovers' minds seemed to have come to a standstill. It was a big shock to everybody. I want to narrate certain incidents before Baba dropped his body on 31st January 1969. When we read all the incidents that happened before he dropped the body, it looks like Baba has stage managed the drama that happened according to his divine will. On January 31st, 1968, an important event took place that indicated some of the dramatic changes that were to come. Baba called all the men mandali from Mehrabad and few close Baba lovers from Ahmednagar together with those who were living in Mehrazad. The men filed past Baba, who was seated on the veranda of Mehrazad of the main house, with Mehra standing at his side, following Baba's order. She folded her hands and said Jai Baba to each man, and each one said Jai Baba to her in return. This is the first time that Mehra had greeted male Baba lovers. Baba had previously introduced her to Dr. Harikan Moore, who was blind. In the past, Mehra had been kept in strict seclusion. In the early days, from even seeing a man or hearing their voices. Now, through this brief meeting with men, Baba was preparing Mehra for what she would face later, though at that time, she had no way of knowing what the future held for her. After this, Baba went into deeper seclusion. In 1968, he was not allowing anybody to see him. Even when he went to Guru Prasad Pune during summer months, Baba used to sit alone in the bedroom in a big chair, which no one except Mehra was allowed to touch the chair. He used to hit very hard on his thighs until they were black and blue. He said his universal work was so heavy at that time that he was using the pain to keep himself connected to the gross world. During this period, Baba sent a circular to his lovers all over the world that he wanted them to repeat the Parvardigar prayer, repentance prayer, audibly once a day for the months April, May, and June. Ravi, we were doing Ravi in Tenali. Twice every day, Baba would have these prayers said, once morning with men mandali, even evening with woman mandali. Due to his intense, heavy seclusion work and constant pounding on his thighs, Baba had become very frail and weak. He sometimes supported himself on the arms of the men on the other side, on the either side of him, in order to remain standing through the prayers. Once, when Baba could not stand alone, the Mandali suggested that he should sit down. But Baba said, continue the prayers. After they had finished the prayers, Baba said, but my standing and participating in these prayers, all those who recite them after I drop my body will be greatly benefited. When we hear Baba's words, we feel that he has given an indirect order to all his lovers to repeat a prayer every day. In October, Baba called all Baba lovers in charge of all centers from all over India to Maharajad to discuss arrangements for the darshan. He was planning to give at Guru Prasad, Pune during summer of 1969 from April 10th to June 10th. While all are there, Baba said, here afterwards you don't need to tell or ask me anything. I will give you internal guidance. Baba asked Arach and Mani to reply letters that they were getting from Baba lovers without consulting him. Before, Baba used to himself give the answers. Beloved Baba was preparing everybody for the time when we would no longer with us. In the third week of November, Baba's health began to fall rapidly with the burden of his universal work. The atmosphere was heavy for Mandali people with the beloved Baba's suffering, watching his helplessness and hopelessness. On 22nd December, Meher Baba's birthday was celebrated. Meher's birthday was celebrated. On 23rd December, with Baba's blessings, Baba's brother son Dara and Shatrugna Kumar's daughter Amrit's marriage took place in Maharajad. Sometime, for some of the Dada Chanji's family, Navjot ceremonies of all their children took place during that time. During the gathering, during the function, Baba said to all those present, my time has come. My time is near. My work is done 100%. You who are here, very, very fortunate because you see me sitting in front of you. At the Pune Darshan in April, May, June, you won't be able to see me like this. Baba gestured with his hand from head to foot. Dr. Edenwala, Saroshi Rani's son-in-law, examined him. His urea levels are so high, he was so surprised to find him so alert. Since his blood urea is very high, they will go into coma with high urea in levels, it seems. Baba's condition was becoming worsened day by day. Baba's deteriorating condition caused by Mandali to worry, and they wanted to take Baba to Pune for blood transfusion. Baba was not willing to move out of Maharajad. In that state also, Baba keep mentioning about 1969 summer darshan programs. Mandali continued to wonder how it would be possible for Baba to give darshan for 3 months. They were apprehensive about whether his body could withstand such strain. But Baba assured them, it will be easy for me to give my lovers darshan. So you are not to feel concerned. I'll give darshan reclining, and that will be no strain on my body. It will be darshan of darshans. It will be different from all previous darshans, and that will be no strain on my body. As days passing, Baba's condition was becoming worse and worse with spasms internal shocks, jolts. Baba remarked, "This is my crucifixion. Christ was crucified once, but I am crucified every moment. Maya is trying to kill me, but I will win. I finished my work 100%. The spasms continued throughout 30th night. On 31st morning, Baba sent all men breakfast. Baba called all women mandali to his room. The marvelous thing was that whenever Mehra was in his presence, Baba was totally free of the spasmodic jolts. The same would happen whenever Dr. Grant and Dr. Ginde were present. This led the mandali to conclude that spasms overtook him only when he allowed it. Mehra shaved Baba, and Mani and Gohar, Ranu, Meheru and Naza cleaned and straightened the Baba's room. When Men Mandali came, Baba told Dr. Gohar is not responsible for my health. Remember that I am God. Remember I am God. The violent jolts began. The men held Baba to his bed, and everybody is doing their massaging his feet, hand, and massaging his heart. But the shocks continued. 2 days before, Baba ordered Aloba to bring the painted board of Hafiz couplets from Mandali Hall and asked them to read the previous night. First, these couplets were written by Hafiz, a perfect master. The first one is, befitting a fortunate slave, carry out every command of the master without any question of why and what. Second, about what you hear from the master, never say it is wrong, because, my dear, the fault lies in your own incapacity to understand him. I am the slave of the master, who has released me from ignorance. Third couplet. Whatever master does is of the highest benefit to all the concerned. After the couplets were read, that is in Persian, Baba bowed with his hands and gestured in respect. Khuda Hafiz. Khuda in Urdu means God. Hafiz is Hafiz, perfect master. At noon, Baba remembered Dr. Ginde again. They called Ginde on his way to Mehrazad again and again. Baba sent Aloba to phone Adi K. Rani at his office, telling him to phone Dr. Grant in Pune to send Dr. Ram Ginde straight Mehrazad without detaining him anywhere. When Ginde stopped in Pune and saw Dr. Grant, he was given the message. Dr. Grant casually said, I saw Baba only yesterday. He is not serious. So do not worry. Have lunch before proceeding to Mehrazad. Ginde did not delay and left immediately. At noon, Baba remembered Dr. Ginde asking whether he had arrived. When the answer was negative, Baba gestured, he should have come by now. It is getting late. Then Baba ordered Dr. Gohar to stop giving medicines, injections. Do not forget I am God, he kept repeating. At 12:15 p.m., a terrible spasm shook and jerked Baba up, and it made him choke. Baba flexed his arms and closed his mouth tightly. His respiration suddenly stopped, and Baba became motionless. He reached right mouth-to-mouth resuscitation, 15 minutes, and he collapsed on the ground. All are doing rubbing his chest, feet, and hands. All women mandali were crying, oh, Baba, 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 like that. Actually, what happened to Dr. Ginde, he was coming from Pune, he went to King's Road, Dr. Adike Rani's house, no? And he said, I have a little chest pain. Can I sit here, drink? Give me tea. He drank tea, went to bathroom, he got some chest pain. Baba told him, tell him to come straight to Mehrazad, not to stop anywhere. See, disobedience, when Baba says, when disobey the whole result will be different. That's why always he was insistent, obey my words. Obedience is more important than love. Surrender is most important out of love and obedience. And this Ginde, he reached there at 12:45 when they are massaging Baba's chest and all. I take long time. I stop here. From here, what happened? Padri, he sent word. Dr. Ginde said within immediately he should intern and cremate the body. And Mani said, Baba said after 7 days he will resurrect and will come. No, no, no. They were protesting. Dr. Ginde said no. He was examining constantly, and they took the ambulance and that stretcher. They took him. Before that, that Muhammad Mast with Dada. I used to call Baba Dada. Okay. And the previous day onwards, he was telling, Dada will come here. Dada will come here. Padri was there taking care of him. No, 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 Dada won't come. Dada is unwell there. No, he kept repeating. He also got stunned when they brought the Baba's body. And before getting the news, Dr. Ginde told not on the cemented floor, they have to dug. They dug the Baba's, this one, tomb, and they put him in a reclining way. Baba said, one more page, did I read that? I don't know, I missed one page. Always say, I will give darshan, I will give darshan. And Baba said, no, 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 I will give darshan, I will give in a reclining position like that. Okay, Baba. See, these are all, when we read, listen this, Baba knows beforehand only that he will drop his body 31st January 1969. He pre-planned everything according to the incidents happened. And after that, 7 days, they want to cremate Baba, cover the body on 1st January. All the Baba lovers sending telegrams to wait for them from abroad, from all over India. Meanwhile, our Vijayawada, Sarvarao Garu, Vajay Ramon Rao Garu sent big generator. There were no lights on Mehrabad Hill. The generation, they kept all the lights all over the hill. And people, they came in that, Frini auntie was also there. And that Dara Amrit's marriage also, Frini auntie attended, and she used to narrate directly what happened, how Baba was looking radiant. Nobody will think that he was so sick. That is, here, Baba is all powerful. We can use his power to, this means get rid of this suffering, whatever it is. What Mandali people thinking, this is self-inflicted. See, Jesus Christ was crucified. Even though he has the all-powerful, the God, Trinity of knowledge, bliss, and truth. You are all-powerful, but they have not used. Because what purpose they have come on the earth? They want to put the suffering of the whole universe, creation, on them, on him. This is the, up to here I prepared. I think I have taken a lot of time. Jai Baba. Jai Baba.
Jai Baba Gita, చాలా బాగా చెప్పావు. Beautiful. Bhai, you want to read? We'll go from adults to youngest. Bhai, unmute చేసి వీడియో ఆన్ చేయి.
ఒకసారి రవి, ఒక్కసారి సిద్ధుకి ఇస్తే వాడికి కనెక్ట్ అవుతుంది దీంతో. అందుకు ఒక్కసారి సిద్ధుకి ఇచ్చిన తర్వాత బాయ్ చెప్తా.
బాయ్ సిద్ధు అంట. బాయ్ జస్ట్ 1 సెకండ్. బాయ్ సిద్ధు వీడియో ఆన్ చేయి. వీడియో ఆన్ చేయి.
నేను చేయనా? నేను చెప్తా.
చెప్పు.
Today on Amar Tithi, lovers of Meher Baba joined together all over the world, forgetting all else in the presence of his eternal and infinite spirit. This intimate sharing is a joyous sharing. As Mani, Baba's sister, remarked in the family letter of March 1969, in reference to the thousands who came to Meherabad to pay their final respect at Baba's tomb before the interment, the breath that stirred This gathering of lovers was not so much a sighing of, "Come, let us weep together," but a crying of, "Come, let us adore him." The treasure we share is the continued intimate presence of our beloved, a coming together with Baba in spirit, just to be alone with him, a time for true sahavas or darshan. As Baba so frequently stressed in the early days, "Come and be with me, sit with me." Referring to this time of give and take of love, Baba said, "I am the only beloved and you are all my lovers," or "I am the only lover and you are all my beloveds. I want you all to remain happy in my sahavas. I am the ocean of love. Draw as much of this love as possible. Make the most of this opportunity. It rests with you to draw as much as you can out of the ocean. Though Baba is not with us in physical form, we can feel his presence in the spirit. Amar Tithi is the remembrance of the day on which Baba broke external links to foster the development of internal links. These links to Baba, which each of us has, are our everlasting treasure. With Baba's treasure constantly available, we must be ever alert to his call so that we do not miss an opportunity to be with him. In closing, Baba tells us, "I am the divine beloved, worthy of being loved because I am love. Love me more and more because for the sake of love I have come among you. Hold fast to me so that I will take you where I go. Otherwise, you will be lost. I am the emperor. If you belong to me, you will have access to the infinite treasure that is mine. The only one and sure way to find your abode is to love me. Love me because I am love." Jai Baba.
Jai Baba.
జై బాబా.
జై బాబా.
సిద్ధు నువ్వే ప్రిపేర్ చేసావా ఏంటి? ఎవరన్నా ఇచ్చారా నీకు
ఎవరో
చదవమని?
ఇచ్చారులే, బాబా చెప్పారు. బాబా చెప్పారని చెప్పు. వితౌట్ బాబా యూఆర్ జీరో. బాబా
ఏదో ఏదో కారణం చెప్పి మామూలుగా ఏదో అంటుంటావు కదా అని కొంచెం అనుమానం వచ్చింది.
ఇంపార్టెన్స్ ఆఫ్ అమర్ తిథి అని అత్త ఇది చదవముంది చిన్న
అత్త చదవమందా?
రాశారు.
అరే పుణ్యం అంటే అత్తకి వెళ్ళిపోద్ది.
అమర్ తిథి వై వి షుడ్ సెలబ్రేట్ అమర్ తిథి అనేది.
వెరీ గుడ్ సిద్ధు, బాగా చదివావు, మంచి ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్. బాయ్ రెడీనా నువ్వు?
ఇంకెవరు మాట్లాడతారా?
నువ్వే మాట్లాడు.
జై బాబా.
జై బాబా.
నేను కొన్ని ఇంపార్టెంట్ ఈ మధ్యన చదువుతున్నాం కదా బాబా గారి గురించి. టాపిక్స్ ఉన్నాయే, ఆ టాపిక్స్ గురించి నాకు వచ్చింది చెప్తాను. మనకి బాబా గారు వల్ల ల్యాండ్ చేసింది ఏంటంటే మన పీస్ ఆఫ్ మైండ్, పీస్ ఆఫ్ మైండ్, హెల్త్, ఎకనామిక్ సెక్యూరిటీ అన్నీ ఉన్నా కూడా బట్ బికాస్ ఆఫ్ మనకి మెంటల్ రెస్ట్లెస్నెస్ ఉంటుంది. అది దట్ ఈస్ మోస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ది అవర్ ట్రబుల్స్ ఏంటంటే అవర్ మేకింగ్ రేపు మన ఓన్ దీనివల్ల అనమాట. కొన్ని ఎగ్జాంపుల్స్లో కొన్ని చెప్తాను. Criticism. Don't criticize anybody or anything. Do you interfere too often in the affairs of others? Maybe they are wrong. But why should you disturb on that account? Do not criticize anybody or anything. Baba has not handed over to you the authority to sit in judgment over others. All men act the way they do because they are prompted that way by Baba within them. It's good rule to mind your own business to keep you peace. Mind your own business, an excellent saying to follow for the man who prizes peace of mind above everything else. Nothing in this world requires your attention. There is Baba to look after everything. He'll look after you as well. Do not forget this fact. Let me repeat, mind your own business. Do not criticize anybody or anything. Criticism is equal to irreverence. Why? Because whatever happens, happens by the will of Baba. Nothing can happen without the concurrence of Baba. The fact that something has happened, no matter whether it is good or bad, from your point of view, is in itself proof positive that it has Baba's approval. And if you criticize the happening, you are questioning the will of Baba, the wisdom of Baba, the justice of Baba. Do not do that. You will keep your peace. Next, another thing. Be humble. Baba sees everything by the whole and sees things by the parts. Baba sees happening over the 3 periods of time. Man sees events only in the present, isolated from the past and the future. That's why man sees disagreement where Baba sees agreement. Man sees lack of correct reason and judgment where Baba finds perfect logic. Put yourself in the place of Baba. Feel your Baba. Feel that the entire universe, your creation, and operates by your will. At once, you will feel tremendous peace and strength surging within you. You say others insult you without reason, injure you without cause. Even if that is the true, do not get agitated. Face the situation calmly. You will find that calmness can be a powerful weapon to overcome difficult situations. Shut your eyes to insults. Let others think what they like. Say what they like. This is a world of ignorant people. You be wise. Be humble before everybody. Be humble in every situation. This will be possible if you give up the idea of inferiority or superiority and learn to see God in everybody and everything. Baba wills it so. So be it. Say that to yourself and keep quiet in the face of insults. Be unruffled. If you put up and then put up with insults, you will grow in humility and purity. You will grow spiritually rich. And then forget and forgive. Do not develop ill feeling inside your heart for the man who has insulted you or injured you. This is a worse than open anger. This is mental cancer. Do not nourish grievances. Forget and forgive. This is not just an idealistic saying. This is the only way to retain your peace. The habit of developing grievances is highly injurious to one's own self. You will lose sleep and develop neurasthenia. After all, the injury of insult was done to you once. Now it is past. It is all over. It is a spilled milk. Why do you want to perpetuate the misery of that injury or insult by constantly remembering it? Why do you want to feed the dying ashes of hatred and ill will? Is it not high foolishness? The span of human life is so short that you cannot afford to waste time and life in such unimportant events. Get over the bad habits. The best way is to do so to keep yourself ever busy in any work which absorbs your interest. And remember, Baba is behind your content. Next, another thing, do not aspire for worldly things. Do not aspire for worldly glory, worldly recognition. This is the surest way to mental and physical restlessness. Why do you crave for recognition by others? The others are mostly ignorant people. The most successful men of the world are often men of little real wisdom. Why do you place so much value on their recognition? Instead, aspire for Baba's blessings. That is the worth earning, worth striving for. Do not attach much importance to the public opinion. Public opinion is often wrong. Attach importance to moral values. Baba's teachings and messages of Baba. You can never go wrong. Next. Never be jealous. Often disturb peace of mind. Are you jealous of somebody? It is incorrect to imagine that A has blocked your promotion in office or that B has ruined you by competing in the same business. Again and again, remember, no one can make or made your career. Your career and your life are shaped by your previous karma. If you are destined to rise, not all the world can stop it. If you are not so destined, not all the world can help you to come up either. Each man is governed by his own destiny. Each man's life is independent, through seemingly interdependent with the lives of others. Remember this, understand this point well. Never again be jealous of others or blame others for being misfortune. Make others happy. Are you utterly selfish or do you think of others at least sometimes? A selfish man can have no peace. On the other hand, if you are selfless, you serve others without motive, you will feel great peace at once. Motiveless service yields pure joy. Make others happy. You will begin to delight in their happiness. This is something which is open to everyone to experience. Serve others in small way or big way as given to you, but without thought of reward or recognition. Service for the sake of service. Service at every turn. Whenever opportunity offers its, there are many ways in which one can help others at little or no cost. Only a pure heart is required. Another thing, introspect to gain great direction. In life, the person who desires peace of mind should learn to discriminate at every stage what is right, what is wrong, what is possible, what is not. In a particular situation, what is the course of action suggested by Baba's sayings? By your own consciousness. Introspection at every stage is necessary to clarify the vision and to gain right direction. A mechanical life where one follows the natural call of the senses and emotions is only to walk straight into the trap set by Maya. Reduce your wants. Do not multiply your wants and then feel like a beggar. Reduce your wants and feel like a king. Why should you enter a cloth shop to see many varieties before your eyes when you have enough clothing at home? Either you buy peace of mind and material greed is incompatible. They do not go together. Make your choice. Reduce your wants to the barest minimum consistent with your general external activities. The fewer the wants and possessions, the greater the peace of mind. Possessions give pain. The point is so obvious that it needs no explanation. Most of us suffer not for want of right knowledge or wisdom, but for want of exercise of that wisdom in our daily life. If you want peace of mind, at once stop doing all those things which you know you should not do. And equally important, start doing all those things which you know you should do. This will set you on the right track, and then you are on the right track. Baba's grace will flow into your life and make it more and more sublime. You will gain peace of mind and radiate peace all around you. Faith has to be exercised. Love has to be exercised. Selflessness has to be exercised. Charity has to be practiced. Dispassion has to be practiced. Devotion has to be cultivated. These qualities, these virtues do not arise in you overnight. They have to be assiduously cultivated before they can become a natural, habitual, and integral part of your being. Continue time on that. Do not disturb the peace of others. If you hate others, if you injure others, if you abuse your servants, if you taunt your children, if you ill-treat your wife at home and subordinates in the office, if you cheat people in the business, if you do all these and much more and still expect peace of mind, you are asking for impossible. Also, you do not deserve it. A man who disturbs the peace of others has no right to expect peace of mind for himself. So, mend yourself. Peace of mind arises out of spiritual growth. It is true that the spiritual growth is an inward process, that spiritual life is an inward life. But it is equally true that such growth is greatly aided by external support and greatly marred with external incompetence. టైం ఉందా జయ బాబా ఇంకా చాలా ఉంది కానీ
జై బాబా బాయ్, వెరీ గుడ్ బాయ్. ఇంకా చదువుతావా ఏంటి, అయిపోయిందా ఏంటి?
ఇంకా చాలా ఉంది.
అది అయి మాకు మెయిల్ లో పంపితే స్లోగా చదువుతాం. ఇట్ విల్ బి నైస్, వెరీ నైస్. సెండ్ us in mail.
వెరీ గుడ్, వెరీ గుడ్. Shanti, you want to talk?
Oh, 5 minutes, sir.
Okay. సగుంతలదిన మీరు యూ వర్క్ యాజ్ ఎ ఫిజిషియన్ కదా వెన్ అమర్తిథీస్ వర్ గోయింగ్ ఆన్ ఫర్ మెనీ ఇయర్స్ టిల్ లాస్ట్ ఇయర్. కొంచెం ముందరకు రండి వదిన, కనిపిస్తారు వెనకాతల దీంట్లో ఉన్నారు. కొంచెం గౌతమ్ మధ్యలో దూరేడు. కొంచెం ముందరకు రండి, కనిపించట్లా. జై బాబా, ఆఫ్టర్ ఎ లాంగ్ టైమ్ గౌతమ్, వండర్ఫుల్ టు హ్యావ్ యూ. చెప్పండి వదిన, మీ ఎక్స్పీరియన్సెస్ ఏంటి? ప్రతి అమరతిథికి ఫస్ట్ అమరతిథి నుంచి వెళ్తున్నారు, వెళ్ళి మీరు అక్క కలిసి ఫిజిషియన్స్ కింద వర్క్ చేసేవాళ్ళు అక్కడ. ఏంటి మీ ఎక్స్పీరియన్సెస్ ఏంటి చెప్పండి. చదవండి.
అంటే ఒక సీక్వెన్స్ లో వెళ్ళదు, ఒక చోట
షూర్, పర్వాలేదు, ఎలాగైనా పర్వాలేదు.
జై బాబా.